Hello, it is day 6 of the Film Yourself Every Day for 30 Days challenge, and it is July 27th. And let's see what we got in the box today. All right. Let's see if the cat decides to be nice today. So today we're going to talk about my apartment. Oh, this is so much fun. So in February of last year, I was living in Tarzana, California, which is in the Valley area, and working downtown Los Angeles, and I was having to take 2 buses and a train just to get to work. Sometimes it would take me 45 minutes, sometimes it would take me an hour and a half, and on Fridays going home it would take me 3 hours to get back and forth. And I was exhausted. It was sometimes scary, depending on what time you were riding and the time of year, and there were stabbings and people on the bus and the trains that just weren't of the best kind of people. So I started looking for apartments, and I was talking to my boss, and he was very encouraging about me getting my own place and moving somewhere closer. And I was looking around, and I came across this listing on apartments.com. And from the pictures, it had tall ceilings and big windows and lots of light, and it just looked, it was very industrial, but it just looked right. So I showed it to my boss, and he was like, oh my gosh, you have to put a hold on that apartment. And I didn't know anything about doing a hold. In many places in Los Angeles, you can do a small deposit. I think it was like $300. You put your application in, you put a deposit on it, and they hold that apartment while they do the background check or whatever checks that they need to do, credit checks, to see if you qualify to live there and all that kind of stuff. And this was before I even looked at the apartment. So I did the application and sent that in. And then a couple days later, I actually came and looked at the apartment. And I walked in, opened the door, walked in, and I literally gasped out loud. And I knew this was the place I needed to live. It's about 700 square feet. It is a studio apartment, but all of the appliances were brand new. They had just recently remodeled everything. This used to be, the building was a hat company back in the 30s and 40s, Bailey Hat Company. If you watch any old movies from back then, all the hats that the people are wearing, this like fedora hats, and even the women's hats, were all made in this building, which is pretty cool to think about. So I saw it, I took a bunch of pictures, I knew I needed to have it, and I was extremely disappointed when they came back and said that I didn't qualify credit-wise to get the apartment. But I was very, very lucky in that a friend of mine stepped up and co-signed for me to help me get moved in here. He even loaned me some money to help me pay for it. The deposit was only $600, which is very cheap for a deposit. That's not even half of the monthly rent. But I was able to move in on Easter Sunday in 2023, and got some friends together. They helped me load up my U-Haul and unload it over here. We actually had to do it a couple of times because I had a lot more stuff than what I thought I did. But I moved in, started, putting things where I wanted, buying new things, and I absolutely love this place, other than when my neighbor decides it's time to play music or watch a movie. And even though the walls, this wall here is cement, and the wall behind me is cement, but the wall on the other side of the room is not. So I can hear whenever he's playing loud music, it thumps, makes a lot of noise here in the apartment. And I have these huge windows, beautiful windows. They start at like 3.5 feet above the floor and then go all the way to the ceiling. So they're about 10 feet tall and bring in a lot of light, which is nice, but it also brings in all the heat and it gets kind of hot. So I have the air conditioning, which another thing I love, AC heat, central air keeps it at a good temperature, and it hasn't been too expensive for electricity. So that's been nice. I've got my own huge kitchen. It's got an 8-foot long island and plenty of storage for my stuff. I do a lot of cooking. I love to bake. I make a lot of bread and do a lot of cooking for myself. The bathroom is huge, though I think they were expecting NBA players because the shower head is like 8 feet in the air, which is really tall. And it's not so bad, except that I put in a rain shower head, and which has a switch that goes to the handheld shower. And I have to get on my tippy toes in order to change it back and forth from one to the other. And it's got a huge garden tub, so if you like to soak in the bath, it's perfect for that. But concrete floors, it's really easy to keep clean, sweep and mop, and I vacuum once in a while because it's just fun to do that. But anyway, yeah, this is my place. I've been here for almost a year and 5 months, I think, and absolutely love it. Looking forward to another year or so before I move into my RV and go on the road, but that's a whole other story. I recently put this stick and peel wallpaper up to add a little something to the white walls that I have here, because I can't hang anything on this wall. I could use the sticky hangers, but it doesn't hold very well. I've tried that. So this seems to be working out and I really enjoy it. Yeah, so this is my apartment. This is what I love.